Look what's here, look what's here. And we had a choice this month, and I couldn't make up my mind. So you'll have to wait and see if I bought both of the choices, or if I let them pick a choice for me. What do you think? So hello and welcome to Dommy Tries This. I hope you brought your cuppa. We are once again using You're Not Fat, You're Just So Damn Sexy That It Overflows 64 Hydro with my usual drink in it. Take a sip. We had sunny days today, so it started to get a little warmer and very humid. Anyway, so today, as you know, we are opening our July ice cream. And as I mentioned, we had a choice this time, and I couldn't decide what I was doing. So you're going to have to keep watching to see both this look and what was actually in the box that I used for this look. Interesting? Just keep on watching. So as I mentioned in my intro, we had options this time around, and I couldn't decide on either of them, so I got both of them. Got both of them. I hope it's a good company. So far, the companies that they've chosen to have in the bag, in the box, haven't been horribly bad. I haven't had anything that's just been like, yeah, this is a no-go, I don't think. At least not in terms of the palettes. There's been other stuff, but yeah, okay, so we're gonna open this up. This month's theme is in the clouds, and we're gonna put that down and not look at everything, because while I know what some of it is, I don't know what all of it is. So let's just go with that. All right, so the first thing I have here is from Ofra. It's white. It looks white. We all know Ofra is pretty good when it comes to its highlighters. If it's white, it's probably a highlighter. I hope it's a highlighter. Oh, this is an oil control powder. I don't use white powders because I'm not that light skinned. I want to be careful here. I'm not that light skinned, and they tend to leave a, even when they say that they don't leave anything behind, they tend to leave a dusting behind. But here's the Ofra pressed powder oil control. We'll pick some up. Yeah, okay, here we go. I am adding that in as much as I can, and there is definitely a white cast. Yeah, okay, so we're not even going to try this in the try-on. No white cast for Dommy. I don't even think that that would work for my under eyes, which aren't oily. Anyway, next we have a very pretty box that I can't read. Palace Identity? Look at that. That's a beautiful box. I brought down my knife already. I thought I brought my knife already. I tried to be prepared, folks. Of course, I don't have a wipe either, so I guess I'm not as prepared as I thought. What is this? Everything's in Chinese. Is ice cream in... I don't think ice cream's in China. They get a lot of Chinese products for a box that's not in China. Blossom Contour in warm gold. I'm a little worried. I love this box, though. This is beautiful. Hope the packaging is gorgeous. Actually, may the package be as useful, as pretty as the actual powder is useful for my skin. Let's go with that, because this could be way too light. Most Chinese products tend to run... Oh, they have it all fancy. They even have it in a thingy. Who is this? It just says Palette's Identity. A pressed powder palette that contains 2 matte shades to enhance face shape and skin tone and make contouring virtually effortless. We shall see. This is heavy. This is really heavy. We've got a fancy... Oh my God. Okay, so on this one, even if these colors are totally wrong, we are totally... Look at that! Oh my God! That is gorgeous! And we have a little thingy on the end that is protected by tape. Come on. Don't want to break the little thingy on the end. It's a chain. There we go. We got it. We got it. That is just... Okay. I take it that's where we open it from? Maybe? Yeah, this is light. I will try it, folks. I'm trying to get all the pieces off of here. Damn, they were like, we will protect everything in this. To the company that did this, thank you. To the company that did this, darker colors, please. I don't think this is gonna show up on my skin, folks. Assuming I can get this thing out of here. Come on, out. Out. Thank you. I love this though. I'm afraid to mess with it. This might work for me in winter, but I haven't darkened as much as I normally do in the summer when I'm out a lot, because I haven't been out as much because it's been raining a lot. All right, let's find a corner where we're not going to ruin anything. We're going to grab that color there. Ooh. And that color there. These are not going to show up on my skin. Not going to show up. Okay. This is the darker color. That's the lighter color. Houston, we have a problem. Like I said, I'll give it a try. I'll give it a try. But even if I don't use it, damn, that is so pretty. This is something you keep the packaging for. Damn. All right. Next we have from Medusa's their tinted lip balm. Please don't be tinted bright bubblegum pink. There's the packaging. I love it. It has little stars all over it. And there is, that's a tinted balm? That looks colored to me. Okay, she's just tinted. That feels nice. She's kind of light for the color that's on the end, but, you know, it's a tint. It's a tint. That's pretty. That's pretty. All right, what else do we have in here? So that is 4, not counting our palette. Our palettes. Next we have from Charmacy. My music is loud. I hope it doesn't get us in trouble. I don't know. It doesn't say on the box what it is. It just says Charmacy. I like the box though. What does that say? DEG Volume Mascara. That I'm happy about. I'm hopefully it's a good one. I'm starting to run. This is a nice packaging. This is nice and heavy. Look at that. But I was starting to run out of mascara. Well, I shouldn't say I'm starting to run out. But I'm having to start to toss some of them because they're getting old. And I was just saying, not recently, that they need to put a mascara in here finally. There's the brush. So it's black, a brush I can live with. Okay, I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to trying that. Not looking forward to trying the bronzer stuff, but looking forward to trying that. All right, so going to pull these two out. They are both from the same company. We had the options to buy one, to put one in our box, to pick one for our box. And then we had the option to go ahead and buy the other if we wanted it. I couldn't choose. Folks, I couldn't choose. I tried. I looked and went back and forth and back and forth. I just couldn't. I just couldn't. So these are from Moon Slice Beauty. You'll have to let me know down below if you've ever had any experience with Moon Slice Beauty. They are two different palettes. This is the Blue Moon. And I like the packaging. I like the box. I like the box. Like I said, I couldn't decide. And one of these may end up in my art thing, or both if they're not good. But anyway, so the covers are about the same. I like that they use different covers. The other one's pink. Everything came intact. I'm happy. That is beautiful. That is gorgeous. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to regret not having... I got to get that purple. The purple feels a bit rough, folks. Okay, so I've picked out 4 colors. I'm right on that balm. Well, they're swatching fairly well, except for that purple that I said was kind of rough. It wasn't very soft at all. But everything else is swatching well. That's pretty. Hopefully that's a good sign. And of course, like I said, I forgot to get the other thing. Hold on. All right, cleaning off the fingers. I am looking at myself in the thing. You all know, I actually recently trimmed these. All right, so the other one is called Moon Magic. And because I've seen these and I've already started planning my look a little bit, I'm going to tell you, I think this is the one that I was planning to use the most today. As you see, it's in pink. It's in pink. This one too. Sorry about that, folks. I'm not paying attention to her, so she's doing the things. Anyway, as I was saying, this too has arrived intact. Oh, you all are going to see this and go, yep, that's her color story, for the most part. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I have plans. All right. Their mattes are being really good. And it looks like they have, like, 2 types of shimmers in here. And it is the second type. That one's going to blend into my skin no matter what I do. So I should grab one more. I've grabbed one more. It's also probably not going to show up on my skin very well, but there we go. Beautiful colors. Yeah, these mattes are just, they are kicking it. So that is the second type of shimmer. I'm not quite sure. They're chunkier and drier. But these are the first type of shimmer. So these two are the same thing. They have the same texture to them. They're a little drier, and they apparently don't come up as well. But this one is also a color issue, I think. So anyway, let's do our other little test really quickly. So the mattes are sticking. Oh, we got a couple of that, little bit of that shimmer still left there. All right, so hopefully that means good things for these palettes. I'm gonna go ahead and get my face ready to go. Like I said, I think I'm primarily using this one, but I do want to pull at least one of the blues or purples out of this one for my crease, and we will go from there. we will go from there. And I'm excited about the mascara. Oh, I forgot. We have to do the whole thing. Okay, so Moon Magic or Blue Moon palette choice. These are $30. For the first time ever, we are featuring Moon Slice Beauty in our box. Moon Slice Beauty is committed to providing affordable makeup options to everyone and aiding those in need. Their commitment to not only maintaining reasonable prices, but also maintaining a strong ethical stance in the beauty industry has made them an indie brand favorite. This month, we allowed you to choose between 2 stunning palettes. Each of these palettes contains 15 highly pigmented matte, shimmer, and duochrome shades. Summer is the time for fun, vibrant colors. Don't be afraid to jump out of your comfort zone. So you would have, if you'd gotten the regular box and made your choice, and I will say, I don't think I spent $30 on the second one, because you were given the option to buy the one that you didn't choose. And I think the price was lower than that. But if you didn't buy the second one, you would have gotten one of these. You could choose it, or you could let them select it for you randomly. All right, next we have Medusa's Tinted Lip Balm, $12. This is the perfect balance between lipstick and lip balm. It provides a beautiful color that also keeps your lips moisturized all day. I wouldn't say that it provided a beautiful color, not for my skin tone. I need something deeper, which I thought it was going to be. I'm sorry, got distracted by my cat. She's now playing with a very long plastic piece. She's so easy to entertain. This can be especially important in summer when the heat and the sun can cause your lips to become dry. It's also very comfortable to wear in the warmer weather since the formula feels very light on the lips. I will say it felt very balmy on the skin. Blossom Bronzer Contour by Palace Beauty. Palace Identity, $42. Not surprised. I suspect most of that went into this packaging. And as gorgeous as the packaging is, when I buy makeup, I try not to buy for packaging. Also, deeper colors. Anyway, warm or sculpt your look this summer. These are two shades available of this stunning compact. It is inspired by the cultural relics of the Tang Dynasty. The rose embossment accommodates 2 shades that can be worn alone or harmoniously together for customizable color blend. So much went into crafting these. So much went into crafting this. What are you doing now? Whenever I look off to the side like that, I'm trying to track my cat. We think she's a Savannah. She gets into everything. And no, she doesn't learn. Anyway, as I was saying, a lot went into crafting this, and it went into crafting this top piece. The press, I think, that's on this. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. However, like I said, these colors I don't think will show up. I will attempt them, but I don't think they're going to show up. I don't think they're going to show up. Next we have the Oil Control Pressed Powder by Ofra. This is $29. That's right about Ofra's usual price. I would say this is overpriced for product. This is fine for everything you see here for all of this. I wouldn't expect it to be less than $40 or $45. So $42 is right in the middle of that. Yeah, this is fancy shit. But I need the fancy shit to actually work. That's my problem. That's why I don't. I try, I should say, not to buy for packaging. If it's if I know it's a bad company, if I know the quality of their stuff isn't going to work for me, the packaging usually will not get me. If it's a good company, the packaging can get me, even if the color story doesn't. It's one of those things, you know. Anyway, back to Ofra. Sorry. This is $29. During the summer and on a hot day, our skin tends to produce more oil and sweat. This pressed powder is the perfect product to help make sure your makeup doesn't just melt off your face. Use it to set your makeup and take it with you to instantly remove any excess shine. This won't ruin your makeup underneath and will keep your makeup matte throughout the day. And for us girls of color, it will give you a white cast. So I will not be using this. I will give it to my daughter. She may or may not be interested in this, but I know she has oilier skin than I do, and she may not be bothered by a slight white cast. I like my darker color when it's there. Right now it's like, you haven't been out in the sun enough, girl. Anyway, Volumizing Mascara by Charmacy Global, $12. That's a really good price. I would have expected this to be a bit more. Hasn't the Charmacy stuff been a little bit more expensive? I'm not going to complain. $12. I'd pay that in the store. I am double checking that this is $12 and not $32. It is $12. This mascara is sweat proof, which makes it another summer must have. Great. Y'all know I tear up a lot. Sweat proof mascara is especially formulated to withstand moisture and humidity, ensuring your lashes stay voluminous and defined throughout the day. It resists smudging, flaking, and running even in hot or sweaty conditions. So apparently you could wear this to work out in. $12. So the total value, remember, we're only talking getting one of these. No, you cannot get into that cupboard. We're only talking getting one of these for the value. 30, 42, 84, 96, 115 total for the box. I think most of these are well priced for what they are. Like I said, the product in here is the problem, but I can see why it's priced the way it is. So I think most of these are priced the way they are. Is it worth it? Well, let me go ahead and get my face put together, started, so we can go ahead and do a look and see how it goes. Alrighty, so you're pulled in close. We're ready to go. We're going to start with the Blue Moon. I am going to take this color, this gold, and put it under the brow. I don't usually go for really bright shimmers under the brow, but I was having trouble finding something for under the brow that I really wanted. So that's my first complaint about these. There are no mattes in here that are really light for under the brow. But then again, a lot of people don't do it the way I do it. So they may not be looking for anything under the brow. This feels like it's sealing up. Okay, we're digging this in here a little bit. We are picking something up. I am not holding my breath at this point. Oh no, she's there. This is not going to show up so much as a color, as I just want the brightness. Oh, she's there. She's working on being there anyway. She's there. It took her a minute, that's all. It's all that took her a minute. Went on nicely with this, the end of this brush, which I'm glad. However, we are not going to attempt the inner corner thing. And I'm going to go about 2/3 the way across. We're going to now go to the Moon Magic palette. I'm going to put on some glitter primer. And I'm going to take this about 2/3 the way across my lid. I don't expect this one. There is a certain consistency to shimmers that you might be able to pick up with the brush. These don't have it. These don't have it. They're a little on the drier side. And what I've noticed is drier mattes will not, drier shimmers will not pick up on the brush. So I'm going kind of across the lid, but I'm not going completely across that last third. So it's just under 2/3 here. And then we're gonna, I can already see me losing a little bit here, unfortunately. Kind of not surprised. But we've got the primer on. And I'm just going to play it safe today. And use one of my sponge tips. We're going to get her wet. Not wet, damp. I'm going to give her a spritz. I want to be careful about the spritz. You overdo it and it not only makes it so that your color doesn't really go across the way you want it to, it also mucks up with your primer. So we're going to take this color here and put that across the lid. This is a test here. This is the test. She's a really nice light bright pink. I'm really hoping she doesn't show up transparent. So we're trying to get underneath whatever overspray or whatever's on the pressing, just to get in there and get this. And hello, you're there. You're there. Welcome. I'm glad to see you. I'm sure they're glad to see you. We all hold our breath. This also does not have that feeling of a shimmer that's going to stand up to my eyes. It could surprise me. Getting in that crease, getting in that corner. Like I said, these just feel a little dry. And drier shit doesn't seem to make life happy. Doesn't seem to do the things. Okay. That actually went on fairly well. Impressed. We're impressed with that so far. So far, they are not being disappointing. We are not getting dusty color. We are getting sparkles. I always get sparkles, right, folks? All right, so in the same palette, we're going to get this bright pink and put it across the rest of the lid. That's right, we are not doing a tri-lid this time. I decided to do something a little different. We're going to do the pointing thing that we always do because, you know, we have to. Because it's me. We're going to put this across. Oh, she's showing up nicely too. Ooh, I like the way that color went over that shimmer, and the two blended beautifully. That's beautiful. Nice. Nice. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so she is just a touch on the dusty side. It's a small, I mean, you know, but with a little layering, we're taking care of some of that and evening out that color. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I am not unhappy with that. I'm not. That's nice. Okay, I am now rethinking a little bit because I know the color of my blouse. It sounds silly, but it is true. I know the color of my blouse. I had a particular color I was going to put for my point, and now I'm rethinking a little bit. I was going to use this really dark matte. But now I'm leaning towards one of these lighter colors that are almost the same. I would say this one has a bit more of a gray cast, so we're going to try this one as our point. What do y'all say? We'll do that. Which means it may not work with any of the brushes I actually brought out for it, because, well, all right. I'm going to go ahead and use this tiny brush that I originally picked out. And the thing is, it's going to go over that gold, so that's going to be interesting too. But yeah, I want to finish out with some purples and okay. She is going over the gold. Again, these are blending beautifully into one another. Oh, I am not mad at that at all. That came out nice. That came out nice. I don't know how well you guys can see it because of the lighting. I mean, my lighting is right in my face. And it seems like sometimes the lighting really brings out things for you guys better than it does for me. And other times it seems like it mutes it more. And these are lighter colors, so I'm not surprised it would seem a bit more muted. But now I'm also rethinking the color I was going to use in my crease. I was going to use a blue, but I'm thinking now, I got a purpley blue. What is this one? I'm going to see. They're dry though. They're so dry. That's my only complaint. Let's try these. Oh, that's gorgeous. I think that would be better on its own. Okay, so that is looking more blue than purple to me. Sadly. It looks purpley blue. It's a purpley blue, but it's more blue. Which makes sense. Oh, I mean, it's in a blue palette, so it makes sense. What do we have in here? I only have one purple shimmer, and then I have that bright purple. The bright purples do not seem to work, bright colors don't seem to work in that crease very well. There's our brighter purple, and there's our purpley shimmer. We'll use the purpley shimmer. We will use the purpley shimmer from the pink palette. Okay, okay, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. And again, these are working very well on the edges of brushes, which is what I tend to use, but I went ahead and picked up this one, and let's see how this one works. I'm going to go ahead and actually get this just a touch damp before I play around with this. Just want a little bit on there. Not a lot. Like I said, these are kind of dry. She looks like she's picking up. She's picking up. I do think we're going to need something deeper in there, though. Just started to lose a little bit in that inner corner. Don't hold it against them. To my knowledge, other people do not have my issues. If you have my issues, I would really like to know. I think my lids are oily or something. They cooperate for the most part. and then they have issues. Like that inner corner for some reason. Just, it's like, nope. I like that. I like that. I'm going to snag a thing. I'm gonna snag a thing. Should have snagged it earlier. We're gonna buff out that upper edge a little bit. So now it looks a little bit more blended, but you can still see that there's two colors there. And then I'm gonna go back into the moon slice anyway. The moon slice, the blue moon. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this in that very outer corner. The very outer corner. If I can find what I'm looking for. Small rounded. Let's be careful here. Just a little bit in this very outer corner, because I do want more definition out there. And the best way to get that is darker colors. And yes, I'm having to work it a little bit because I did not get this brushed wet, which is fine. Going just a little bit up top. Corner. That did that. Gotta go back. Grab some more of that first color. Put it on these edges. Again, we're just trying to blend them into each other a little bit. Make them like each other a little bit. And I'm going to put a little bit more in my inner crease, like that. And I'm doing this flick motion because that helps buff out those edges. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but we all know that that's pretty standard for me at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye and put on the base, and then we'll be back. This is going to be a long one. I apologize. They get longer when I have more stuff to play with. So we'll be back. So I already have my primers over my lashes, which is the Essence Volume Boosting Lash Primer, and then I almost always go over that with the Princess Lash Princess False Lash Effect, usually the waterproof, though I don't think this one is waterproof today. But I always do those before any other mascara, and when I'm testing a mascara, I really should test it the way I would use it, which is over those two items. So we're going to go ahead and apply the Charmacy. Don't let me down. She feels a little dry. Just a little. However, I am seeing some length. I am not seeing the promised volume, but I am seeing length. Quite a bit of length. That's nice. Okay. This is my difficult eye. This is the eye that looks at my mascara and says, no, I will not be as pretty as my friend over there. But again, we are getting length. We're getting some really nice length, except on this back end, which is where I always struggle to get anything done. It is taking a couple of coats. Okay, I'm going to bounce that back in. lower lashes real quick. Show up. Come on. My lower lashes don't like to show up. My hair does, though. We are showing up on one side more than the other on top, and on the other side more than the first side on the bottom. You already see I'm losing some shadow. I have attempted to repair that already with a brush. It did work, but obviously for some eyeshadows, once they start going, yeah, you're done. This appears to be one of them. Again, as I have always mentioned before, not something I hold against the brands, really, unless there are other issues. And I have noticed one other small issue that we will talk about. Okay. I said there's more length here than volume, but there is some volume, and the length is actually kind of impressive. I'm not mad at it. All right, we're going to try this bronzer. I did use a shade switcher to clean out this brush. I got a firmer brush because I don't think this is going to show up on my skin, so we're going to give it the best opportunity to do so. I also used a slightly lighter, I used my lighter, well, the darker of the two Laura Geller foundations, powder foundations I have now, but the one that I'm wearing is lighter than the CoverGirl, I think it is, that I've been wearing because summer, darker skin summer. But, so I'm trying to give this every opportunity, but as I was looking at it, I realized we have another problem. Those shades are intermixed. There is no way to avoid grabbing some of the lighter color without grabbing some of the darker color. You might be able to grab, well, I should say it's in the reverse. There's no way to grab the darker color without grabbing some of that lighter color. You might be able to grab the lighter color without the darker. And there is a gold overspray in the little, I don't know if you can see it there, in the little flowers. That's going to come up as well. I hate to ruin this just to try it on and knowing it's probably not going to work. But let's give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. Here we go. I'm going to go over in this one corner down here and try to get mostly the darker color down here. Yeah, that overlay came up really fast. That little gold. I'm not going to use that. She shows up a little bit. This is something that's going to require a great deal of layering. Oh, really? Okay, so it shows up a little bit. I'm used to something a little darker because darker skin tone, you know. I will say there is one thing I do like about this shade that I wish I could see in a darker shade from the same. Not likely. Let's be honest. Chinese companies generally create for lighter skin. They are creating for, you know, Chinese people in China that generally have lighter skin than I do. So this would probably work fantastically on them. So I mean I don't know if I should not hold it against them. I don't know if they sent deeper colors or not. It didn't sound like it from the card that they sent deeper colors, but maybe this is the only shade they'd have. I'd have to look it up. But one thing I do like about it, I will say, is that it is very neutral. Or if it's warm, it only tends a little bit warm. It's not a shade that's going to give you that orangey, rosy orange glow. You know what not all of the warm shades are orangey, though I notice quite a few of them are. But it's not giving me that. It's giving me more of a lean, slightly warm, but tends more neutral in the shade, in the color. So that's nice, but I don't see myself using this very much because we are not getting much in here at all. So sad. I'm going to finish up a few other things and then we'll come back and try the lipstick. So I'm going to go ahead and try this without a lipstick underneath it, but I'm going to, I can already tell, it's not going to give me enough color, and the color is going to be too light to really work well for me. So we'll just go ahead and give it a shot, though. That way I can tell you how it feels. Yeah, you can see the color, but it's too light. It really is too light. It's very pinky compared to that, which is disappointing. If it had been darker, I think I'd be a little less unhappy. I will say it feels like a lip balm. It feels nice. It's smooth. You don't feel it on the lips, so that's nice. But now I'm going to go and finish my lips and do the things. So we got to do our opening and then come back and we'll talk about all the things, right? So I'm going to go ahead and finish up and we'll be back. Just 1 second for you. Alrighty, so here is our look. I actually really like the look, however, there are some issues. On the one hand, as usual, we'll talk about the palettes in a minute. Let's talk about everything else first. I did not try the powder from Ofra. It's already on my daughter's desk. That white cast was not going to work for me, so no. The beautiful Palace Identity Warm Gold Blossom Contour worked pretty much the way I thought it would. It doesn't really show up. Not on my skin anyway. And if you look at this, you can see that I've picked up almost all of that gold. You can see that right there off the inner things. It doesn't do much of anything, but I did have problems just picking up the dark stuff, as you can tell. And like I said, it just didn't really do anything. So I will be keeping this, but I will be keeping it because it is just too gorgeous to give up. This is one of those things that makeup connoisseurs buy to just show off somewhere, and so this is going to get shown off somewhere. It is not going to get used. It's too light. It's just, and honestly, I think even being too light, that it just didn't have enough pigmentation. I am pretty pleased with the Charmacy mascara. I could have used a bit more volume, but the volume it gave me is fine. And I mean, I just used a little bit otherwise, I mean, it's just fine. But the length on this is beautiful. It is a little dry, so my biggest concern is as I use it is mascaras tend to dry out as you use them. So my biggest concern is that this is going to start to dry out a little bit more. I can never use them up completely by the time you're supposed to toss them. Mascaras is one of the things that I try to be a little more careful with. Because they're close to your eyes, and my eyes are already fussy enough. They don't need an infection or anything helping that fussiness out. So, yeah, so even though I've set this up so that I would get rid of it in a year, it'll likely be gone in 6 months. I don't recall seeing anything. There's nothing on here. Most mascaras are about 6 to 9 months, so I expect in 6 to 9 months I'm going to have to toss this one. So the lip balm. The lip balm is no surprise. It's a lip balm. It's got a light pinky color that is a little too light for me. I really wish it was the color of this. It came off more pinkish rather than this kind of, if you look at it, it's the pink, but it's more of a burgundy pink. Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed, but at the same time, it's a lip balm. It's fine. It's lip balm. It works. All right, so let's talk about these palettes. So, on the one hand, they do carry a lot of pigment. They blend very well. I think the look that I made with them is very pretty. They worked appropriately with the sponge tip. Some of the shades worked really well. The shimmer shades worked really well with the buffing type thing, so that's fine. That's all well and good. It does fall apart on my inner corners, which is not usually a big problem. Not usually something I hold against any particular brand. But in this case, I'm going to have to. Because fall apart means I get a small hole right on my lid. And I don't know if it's forming again or not. But I get one right here on my lid, right? This stuff fell apart all the way up into here, into my crease. So I ended up with a big hole. And on top of that, what did stay here from that pink shimmer faded. It didn't disappear completely. It was still there. It faded. Now the whole thing was easily repaired with a brush, which is nice. However, these are palettes that I cannot use on my inner corners at all. I can already tell. They all have that dry-ish texture that can be problematic, particularly with shimmers. And the mattes, the one or two mattes that I used were beautiful, but the shimmers to me are a problem. And so these will not be something, these will always have to have a support palette. And in a small way, I'm really disappointed because of how quickly they fell apart on my inner corners. So, beautiful color stories, though. And like I said, the mattes are really nice. It's the shimmers that are problematic for me. They do work out in the right places. But anyway, so would I buy from this brand again? Probably not. The quality is closer to ColourPop to me. And while I do like ColourPop to a degree, I actually don't buy much from them anymore. I get my lip primers. I get a few other things. I just recently did a Biop palette that was pretty much almost completely on sale for the art that I've been doing. But I haven't been paying attention to many of their releases lately. No one, I mean, I had one person direct me to a release and I just kind of went, eh. So I put Moon Slice along their area of quality. So I'm unlikely to purchase from them again. I don't even know if I'm going to hang on to these. They're both very pretty, but I think for most of these colors, I have them somewhere. And if I don't, I could probably, well, they don't have anything in the back to help you with it. I might be able to pop some of these out to keep the ones that I really like in the mattes. So, How do I feel about this box overall? Considering the quality of the palettes, considering the quality of this, and the fact that almost everything went into the design, and even what color that was in here wasn't very pigmented, considering the white that I can't use. Really, the only thing in here that I'm really thrilled about is the Charmacy mascara. So I'm going to have to give this a 2.5 to a 3, which is really low for me because I love this box. And they usually have wonderful items that I enjoy. But this time around, they just didn't seem to quite get there, you know? You'll have to tell me down below what you think about all of these things. I mean, pretty packaging is great, but quality should come first. Yeah, I wanted to love this. I wanted to love these. I'm upset that I don't, but like I said, I'm really happy with the Charmacy mascara, so I guess that's something. And I don't know if I would use this except here in the house because it's such a light pink. It really isn't. If it was this color, I would gladly wear this out of the house. But honestly, anything that washes out my lips, not something I'm going to wear in public. So yeah, 2.5 to a 3. I think closer to 2.5. It's a mid-range box, which is really sad because, like I say, I really love them. You'll have to let me know down below if there's anything in this box that you found interesting. If there's anything in this box that you would purchase. Would this box encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to Eyescream Beauty or not? Just let me know all that down below, or just leave me a purple heart. I like purple hearts. I would love to have a purple heart from you, if nothing else. And in the meantime, I hope you like what you've seen, and if you do, I hope you will help us out around here and like and share and comment and subscribe and do all of those things. They help push us up a little bit in the algorithm so we get a little bit more attention on the YouTube site. And in the meantime, while we do all of that, I'm going to go ahead and get another sip of my fluffy, sexy juice, and then we'll be on out of here. I like that. Okay, so I love my girls. I love my dragonettes. I hope you have a good one.